everybody, Dizzy Crafter here with a little tutorial on making a wreath. This is something new to me, but I decided I would have a go at doing them because I thought, well, why not? I love autumn, I love crafting, so I'd come across some bits in the range and in other places, so I thought, well, I want to give it a go. So this was my take on like a rag wreath, I think you call it, and it's a bit of both really. So yeah, if you like it, keep on watching and I'll show you how I made it. So the things you're going to need some stuff to make this wreath, and what I'm using is this heart one that's from the range, and it was £1.29, so it doesn't have to be anything expensive. You're going to need a selection of ribbons of your choice, or you can just do one colour ribbon, it's entirely up to you. You're going to need some twine. It doesn't really matter what colour twine, but I try to keep it as close to the colours I can, or dark, so it's all going to be hidden, so I don't want it to be seen, so but I obviously don't want it to be like pink or something, so I've just gone with this dark twine. Again, it was £1 from the range. You're going to need a ruler, some scissors and some pliers, and then you're going to need whatever foliage you want. You're also going to need a glue gun, a hot glue gun that is. And I've also got a big bag of pine cones that I collected a couple of years ago, and they've been dried out, and we're going to be putting glue and glitter on them. And the glitter I'm going to be using is this festive gold, because it's the only gold in autumnal colour I've got that's a craft glitter. And anything else that you really want to put on there. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is cut your ribbon. Now I've cut a load up already and put them in the order that I want to be placed on my wreath. I have cut these ribbons at 14 centimetres, and then I've just cut into it, and all I've done to do that is fold it in half and then cut at an angle. It's entirely up to you how you want to have your ribbon cut. So you may not want to go that extra step because it does add more time to it, but I feel like it is more effective. Then you want to get your wreath and decide where it is you want these ribbons to go to. So I'm going to go from this line here all the way around to this line here with the ribbon, and then all this bit is going to be with the twine maybe, or I may even go from this side all the way up there. Can't decide now. No, I think I'll stick with that. So the first thing you want to do is I'm going to make a start on this little bar here, and all you do for this is take your ribbon, make sure it matches up at the tail end here, and then where are we going? And then you just want to pop it through, tuck that in, and pull. And then once you've pulled it through, give it a really good wiggle to make sure it's nice and tight and we can get as many ribbons on there as possible. And that's all we're going to do. So I'll just fast forward this and then we can get on to the next stage. Now we've got to this bit, I do find it easier if I did the inside first. So I'm just going to go backwards with my ribbon so that it's still in order. Once you've got your ribbons exactly where you want them to be, you just want to try and tease them away from where you want to be putting the next stage, which is your string. And you're basically just going to tie a knot and then wrap it around all the way where it's not got ribbon on. Trim and move that right up, butting a bit against those ribbons there. And I couldn't find my end on my cord, so I've had to just cut one. So I've got 2 strings going, and all we're going to do is try and get that as tight as possible and just keep feeding that through. And then bringing it right close to the next one, feed it through. And it's as simple as that, and we'll just crack on with that, and then we'll be on to the next stage. The next stage I'm going to do is I'm going to paint some of the accessories up in the purple, because I've got purple ribbon but I couldn't actually find any purple like pumpkins and stuff, so I thought I'm just going to paint a couple of these up, maybe a couple of berries or some leaves or something, just to bring some of that purple from the ribbon in. So we're going to be using the white gesso from Pretty Gets Gritty. This is just one little set that I've got from the range, and this was £1.69 or £1.79, something like that. And I feel like you get a fair bit in here really, because you get 2 large pumpkins, a small pumpkin and 2 acorns, and lots of leaves and berries. So I'm just going to cut these off. These seem to just be attached, so I'm just going to have to paint them up like that. Did really want some loose ones. Just grabbing a piece of like foamy polystyrene stuff, just so that while it's drying they can be just popped in there really. So I'm just going to grab the gesso and we'll just put them on first. I'm just going to pop that in so that I can then paint it up. And then we're just going to crack on and do the rest of them, and then we'll come back once we're doing the purple. Now I've painted up the pieces in some white gesso. I'm just going to take some distress paint in Wilted Violet. Of course you can miss this step completely if you've got the coordinating pieces, but as I don't, that's why I'm doing this step. So I'm just going to paint the top. This may take a couple of coats. Now all my purple pieces are all dried out, I want to actually add some glitter to it. So I'm going to be taking some glue and some glitter. I'm just going to dab some glue all over different parts of everything. I'm just using a glitter that's actually from my nail kit because I didn't actually have a fine purple glitter. I'm just going to dab that all over. Next thing is I want to add some of the Tarnished Brass Distress Paint, and I'm just going to splatter that all over. So I'm just going to put a dollop there, and then just going to take a fan brush and I'm just going to splatter that all over. Now it's a bit thick, that paint, so I'm just going to dip my brush in some water and we're going to just water that down so it freely goes, and hopefully that's enough. Just bobbed my glue gun, turned that on, and while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm just going to move all the ribbons out the way as much as I can. So I'm just going to move them upwards, and that way they should more or less be out of the way, and we can titivate them later on. And then you want to be thinking where you want your placements to go. So because I've only done 2 purple leaves, I know I definitely want one at the bottom, one at the top, so that it kind of like balances out. And then we're going to just stick a lot more other leaves on. And I've got loads of paraphernalia I can be choosing from. I've got these, and also since doing this, I know I've just painted all that stuff up purple, but I did find a purple pumpkin, and it's a lovely velvet pumpkin, so this is going to be my main goal here at the bottom, and I'll dot the other ones about. I know it seems to be a lot of purple, but I am going to be adding in more of the autumnal colours as well. So I'm thinking I want some of these sprigs sticking up, so I'm just going to take my wire cutters and we're just going to trim them off. I've also got some of these white ones as well, so I want a couple of these, and I want to add at least 1 orange in. So I've got a few bits going on now. I just want to grab some leaves. And I want a different selection of different coloured leaves and different size leaves as well. And we're probably going to be using some of these polystyrene bowls at some point. I feel like this should be enough leaves here, but we'll just give it a little bit of... So we'll just plop them down more or less where we want them to go. I want another couple of the redder pink and purple leaves as well. Yeah, so we're just going to glue them down and we'll see how we get on. I want to glue my pumpkin down, so I'm just going to put a big blob of glue. But I actually want this on a slant. So I'm just going to have it like that, and then I can add more things to support it underneath, but that's roughly where I want that, at the bottom of the heart. And I think I want, oops, already stuck. I want some of this sprig going on in there. And this is all you do really, you just keep adding bits in till you're happy with the outcome. So I'm not going to speak through the rest of it, I'm just going to do it and you'll see, and I'll fast forward so you don't have to watch it in normal time. So that's the wreath done now, guys. All you have to do is go around and get all the little bits of glue and everything, and then titivate those ribbons. If you want to add a hanger on there, you could add a hanger on there. This, I'm not too sure where it's going yet, so I'm not going to hang it, put a hanger on there just yet. And like I say, just titivate those ribbons and you're good to go, really. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed making this with me, and let me know if you decide to make one similar, and if you've managed to alter some of your bits that you've needed to match in with the colour scheme that you've got going. So thanks again for watching. I'd love it if you please comment, subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I shall catch you in the next video. Bye.